Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. Nico Robin is one of the Straw Hats who not only has one of the more tragic backstories, but whose path to the crew was paved in some very interesting ways. Originally, she was a character who tried to hide her true emotions and even her past, and even posed as a villain while posing as a member of Baroque Works. However, when Luffy went to save her and openly declared war on the world government just to try and get her back and have her join the crew, this gave her a new reason to continue living, because at the point where she was, she'd given up on living because she didn't want to be just punished for all of the events that had happened in her past. Everything that had been thrust upon her for being Ohara's demon child. But as a member of the Straw Hat crew, Nico Robin had something that she hadn't had in a very long time, if ever, and that was finding companions who were willing to sacrifice themselves for her, a real and true family. But because of a single event, Nico Robin was forced to leave the Straw Hats. So in today's video, we're going to talk about this event, what caused Nico Robin to leave the crew that had welcomed her as family, and how these events unfolded. Before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel, or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like, and even subscribe, and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out, especially with that old YouTube algorithm, and it keeps motivating us to make more content. And if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or another one of your favorites with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So my friends, it all starts when the Straw Hats were sailing in the sea after the events of Skypiea, just about until the Going Merry was nearly hit by the sea train. There, the crew met an old woman, Kokoro, and her granddaughter Chimney, where Kokoro gives Luffy a map to the next island, being Water 7. Once the crew reached Water 7, they went to sell Skypiea's gold and also get repairs made to the ship. And Nico Robin went shopping with Chopper, where they were talking about a costume party to be held in San Faldo. At the moment when they arrive at a library, Chopper runs inside, but as Robin was looking to make her own way in, a masked man walked past her and whispered CP9 to her, which terrified her and she fled the scene. She then followed this mysterious masked stranger who disappeared down an alley. That very same day, Iceberg, the mayor of Water 7 and president of the Galley Law Company, nearly lost his life in a failed assassination attempt by a mysterious person who had come to him with this dark objective. He then claimed that the one that was responsible for trying to take his life was Nico Robin, and assumed that the masked man who was with her was another member of the Straw Hat Pirates. The Straw Hats then rushed to the Galley Law Company headquarters, where Robin and CP9, which was at the time the world government's elite group, were starting an attack. In Iceberg's office, Robin and the mysterious man that Iceberg had seen earlier told him that they purposely put the blame on the Straw Hat Pirates. The real goal of this group was to obtain the blueprints for Pluton, which had been passed down to Iceberg from his mentor Tom. The CP9 agents regrouped and revealed themselves to be Iceberg's own allies, namely Bluno the bartender, his secretary Khalifa, and two of his shipbuilders being Kaku and Rob Lucci. When the Straw Hat Pirates and Polly broke into the room, they found Iceberg and CP9 together, and Luffy and the others asked Robin to come back to the crew, but yet she refused and told them that she couldn't get her wish even if she stayed with them. So next, Robin turns to leave, and CP9 tries to hold off the pirates. And while Robin successfully escaped, Lucci showed the rest of the group the power of his leopard Zoanfruit, and managed to defeat everyone with pretty great ease. When Robin boarded the sea train, she didn't know it was being watched, but when she left, Sogeking then appeared and tried to talk to Robin and told her that the crew knew about the reasons for trying to leave, but yet she wanted to leave and was willing to give her life so that the Straw Hats wouldn't be harmed and could stay alive. As more Straw Hats began to appear on the sea train in order to save her, Nico Robin willingly followed Bluno into his space door that was created through his Devil Fruit powers, and Sogeking and Sanji were left alone. Sometime later, Robin, along with the rest of the CP9 agents, finally reached Eni's lobby and disembarked the train. But upon learning that her crewmates had openly attacked Eni's lobby, Spandam told Robin that he had decided to break the agreement that he had with her. But after hearing this, Robin got into an argument with Spandam, resulting in him getting kicked. Later, in one of the most gut-wrenching and iconic scenes of the series, when Nico Robin confronted Luffy near the Tower of Justice, Robin angrily told him that she didn't want to be saved. And when Robin revealed her fears of being abandoned by the Straw Hats because of the danger of being near her, Luffy ordered Sogeking to burn the world government flag and openly declared war on that same world government. This was Luffy's indelible way of showing Robin that he and the Straw Hats would never abandon her. If the world government was her enemy, then they were also the Straw Hats Hat's enemy. And this was a gesture that made Nico Robin extremely emotional, because for the first time, someone actually stood up for her and was willing to fight for her. As they shouted to each other across the gap, Luffy encouraged Robin to say that she wanted to live, which she did, shouting at Enies Lobby that she wanted to go out to sea with them again. And they then started their attack on the Tower of Justice, facing CP9 to get their crew member back. As the Straw Hats began their assault, Robin, meanwhile, suffered continual torture at Spandam's hands, with him bragging that CP9 would crush the Straw Hats, and decided to also call in a Buster Call to give them a very slim chance of surviving. As Robin was handcuffed with Sea Prismstone, there was little that she could do to withstand the physical punishment being handed out by Spandam, other than making her relive those painful memories of her home being demolished and her suffering for it for over the past 20 years. In this moment, it was revealed to Nico Robin that the person responsible for calling the very Buster Call that destroyed Ohara, causing that mass destruction and loss of life on her homeland, was Spandine, none other than Spandam's father. As Spandam laughed and jeered at Robin, she broke down in tears and relived all the anger and frustration as she was dragged across the Bridge of Hesitation, passing through the archway on the bridge that meant her fate would soon be sealed. But Sogeking quickly fired gunpowder from another turret into Spandam, wounding him before he could get through the archway. Sogeking fired several other gunpowder bullets at the Marine soldiers, but they were unable to shoot at him as the bullets didn't cover the distance between them. As Robin realized who was trying to help her, she shed a happy tear, and Frankie himself reappeared with the keys that they had gotten from fighting CP9 and freed Robin. Overjoyed that her crewmates had returned and were looking to rescue her, Robin was informed by Sogeking through Frankie's Denden Mushi that she is indeed Luffy's friend, and in her first act of freedom, Robin proceeded to exact her revenge on Spandam by using her powers to slap him across the face with all of her many arms. Now, despite the Buster Call being brought in to deal with the Straw Hats, they all managed to successfully escape. Robin seemingly overcame her past as she joined the rest to fend off the Buster Call's attacks. In these next moments, she was also able to save Luffy, who, although he had won his battle with Rob Lucci, was left completely immobilized because of all of the repeated attacks on his organs that Lucci had brought on, and dropped him onto the Going Merry. As Luffy tried to thank her, Robin used her powers to place a hand over his mouth and thank the entire crew for risking their lives for her, something which was clearly meant from her heart. She also saw that Spandam had refused to give up on his pursuit of the Straw Hats, and she herself then decided to break his back with her clutch technique to finish him off, preventing him from ever walking again. On board the Going Merry, everyone managed to escape Enies Lobby safely. However, after escaping, Iceberg arrived at the Galley-Law Ship Company just in time to catch the Straw Hat pirates, when the Merry suddenly broke apart. Luffy then gave Merry a Viking funeral by burning it as the crew bid a tearful farewell, thinking about all the amazing travels they had had with their reliable ship. In those farewells, we could see that Nico Robin had finally been saved and that she had accepted the Straw Hats as her new family, realizing that they had a deep trust in her and that she too could reciprocate that trust. Since then, Robin has never thought about leaving the crew and has sailed with them across this vast sea in search of helping Luffy become the next king of the pirates. And not only that, Nico Robin also wishes to fulfill her own biggest dream, to discover the truth and the real story of the Void Century. You see, after finally having her hopes renewed by the Straw Hats, Robin realized that she wanted to know the truth about the events of 800 years ago, the knowledge that caused her entire island and family to be destroyed by the world government. So in the aim of this great objective, Robin now wanders along with the Straw Hats to find all the poneglyphs that carry the history of the past, trying to unravel this great secret and mystery that the world government wants to keep hidden from the world. So with all that said, my friends, we'd now love to know what you think about it. What do you think Robin is going to learn about the past that was so egregious that the island of Ohara had to be destroyed? And also, what are you looking forward to most when Robin finally makes it to Elbaf? After all, we know that the Giants of Elbaf did assist the remaining scholars from Ohara to save all of their books and get them to a safe place. We know that there is going to be a heartfelt reunion between Robin and Saul, but what other closure do you think she might get? And finally, where do you think Robin is going to get that last bit of character development? We know that she got her big fight with Black Maria in the Wano arc, so do you think, like some of us do, that her and Usopp are now going to get those much bigger and deeper character arcs in this next part of the saga? Let us know what you think about all that in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video for the day, we'd like to thank you all so much for watching the video, especially those of you who've made it here to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.